Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently up 2.13% to 41,475. Ethereum up 3.59% to 3112. On the positive side, we can see standout performance from Rune, Synthetics, SNX up about 16%. Ape is doing well, up around 13%. GMT has been going absolutely crazy, up over 22%. The market's looking pretty good, and a couple of days ago we were saying buy on red, and look at the markets, they've really rewarded people for doing that. I'd just like to let you know that there are links in the description of this video. There's some really great resources and different things to help you out here. The first question, of course, is what the heck is crypto? It's Web 3.0. What's Web 3.0? It's the Internet of money, or the Internet of value. And you'd ask the question logically, how does that differ from the main Internet? What's the difference? Web 2.0 is read and write. Web 3.0 is read, write, and own. Pretty cool stuff, isn't it? So what we actually see here, when we look at internet adoption versus crypto adoption, we can see crypto is really, really early. It's got decades and decades to run. When we look at S-curves, which are adoption cycles, we can see that we're really, really early in crypto, and it's growing and will grow faster than the internet. That's the prediction. And if you look at how the internet grew, it was an amazing thing. The internet has completely transformed the world, and crypto will do the same thing. After all, it's just an upgrade to the internet. Cryptocurrency is around $2 trillion in global market capitalization, and when we compare them to the stock market and to the bond market, we can see crypto is a really, really tiny industry. It's got massive growth potential ahead of it. We can witness some of this growth potential in the fact that Australia will actually have its first Bitcoin ETF starting April 27th. It's expected that $1 billion is expected to flow into Australia's first Bitcoin ETF when it lists next week. That's really great news and very positive for the crypto market. So what is a Bitcoin ETF and how does it actually work? Well, an ETF just allows anybody with a brokerage account to buy crypto. They don't have to go through custody or exchanges or anything like that. They just literally, it's like buying a stock. But how does it work? There's quite a good article here. I'll just take you through it very quickly. The concept is that to create a Bitcoin ETF or any crypto ETF, the management company actually has to buy the crypto from the market, and that becomes its reserves. It then constitutes those reserves to represent the value of Bitcoin that it holds in custody. And that's pretty much it. It's a very, very cool thing. Currently, there's not a Bitcoin ETF in the US. They've been pushed back and back and back by the SEC, Gary Gensler, who's really against crypto, even though his background is in crypto. Well, hey, can't win them all. So what we actually see in Brazil, Canada, Switzerland, and Dubai, we have Bitcoin ETFs. One thing to very much be aware of, Bitcoin is a highly volatile asset. We've had quite a retracement over the past 4 months in Bitcoin, but as we see across time, Bitcoin's performance is actually far in excess of gold or the S&P 500, so precious metals and stocks. That's why there's so much institutional interest in getting into Bitcoin, getting into crypto. And when people talk about Bitcoin, it's just a proxy for the crypto industry. A lot of people say that Bitcoin is just a fad. It's just going to be a passing thing. They said the same thing with the internet as well. Actually, when we look at the market capitalization of currencies, Bitcoin is number 15 in the world, just behind the Russian ruble and the Swiss franc. When you actually think about that, Bitcoin is really, really big. And just a couple of days ago, Fidelity Investments launches crypto metaverse ETFs and says we continue to see demand. Absolutely. This is what is happening all around the world. It's also good to note that Fidelity Investments is one of the largest financial services firms with more than $11 trillion under administration. Whoa. Fidelity is offering two ETFs, the Fidelity Crypto Industry and Digital Payments ETF, FDIG, and the Fidelity Metaverse ETF, FMET, on April the 21st. And again, we know that ETFs are all about people actually buying from their brokerage account and not having to get into the crypto space at all. It's kind of a way to actually be a bridge between the crypto industry and mainstream finance. Now, this is really important. However, this crypto ETF will not offer direct exposure to cryptocurrency. It's a futures ETF, not a spot ETF. Spot ETFs are where the actual company buys the actual crypto. And spot ETFs are very different from leverage futures ETFs, which track the underlying price movement. They're very different. Australia's getting a spot ETF. So why are these investment companies getting into ETFs? ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF was the first Bitcoin ETF to be approved in US markets, and it's not spot, it's future. And it attracted $1 billion in assets within a few days. Of course, this means the companies want to get in on this. $1 billion within a few days doesn't sound too bad. And we can see that this is ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF, or BitO as a ticker. If we go into ProShares and we look at BitO, what we see, the fund seeks to provide capital appreciation primarily through managed exposure to Bitcoin futures contracts. This is not a spot. Well done, Australia. One of the world's first, well, Australia's first spot ETF for Bitcoin. And there's only a couple of these other Bitcoin ETFs at spot globally. So Australia is really doing well. Well done, Australia. That's just one perspective. That's the retail perspective. But what's the actual venture capital perspective? I have a subscription to Crunchbase, which is really quite expensive, but I like to share this with you. What we see is VCs, or venture capitalists, and they're just people who put money into different ventures to get them going. There's 3,420 results when we search for crypto. And when we look at that, what we can actually see, if we come across here to the latest funding amount, and these are all just the recent funding amounts, we can see millions and millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars flowing in. And seed, it just means that it's just getting started, just like planting a seed. There is all sorts of different ways to explain what the funding rounds are. But if you have a look at some of these organization names, it's really interesting to go through. And maybe what we might look at is actually this last funding round sorted by descending. Now, what this can give us is some kind of understanding how much money is flowing into the crypto space. You can see some September 2021, November 2021. These are quite recent. 680 million into SoRare, MoonPay, 555 million. That's a lot of money. We're talking over $500 million. Circle, 400 million just in April the 12th, 2022. This gives you an understanding. People are taking crypto really seriously. The governments are talking about only criminals use crypto, and that's just been disproven time and time again. Actually, the illicit transaction volume on crypto was 0.15% in 2021. And when it compares to the US dollar is around 5%. So crypto is really tiny. The next time you pop into OpenSea, it's actually really interesting that they had $300 million of funding on January the 5th, 2022. This is good to understand. There's so many confluences coming together to prop up the crypto industry. And we're really, really early. We actually couldn't be earlier. We're just reaching that point where people are starting to look at crypto and starting to say, oh, there might be something in this. Maybe I should get into crypto. And there's never been a better time, actually. The crypto prices are really good right now. But how do you navigate the crypto market, and how do you know when to buy and when to sell? The answer is you need a lot of knowledge. You need to know how to mark up your charts. You need to understand how to collect probabilities outside the crypto market. You need to look back into the crypto market and find the market's focus. Do your timing. It's really important to have a real wealth mindset, and that's because self-sabotage and self-doubt will cost you more than anything in the world. They are very, very expensive when it comes to investing and trading. Then you look through the market and you place your buys and sells in a very scientific manner. A lot of people just want to buy and sell first without understanding what the charts are doing, what the market is doing externally, what the crypto market is doing, and having self-doubt and self-sabotage unknowingly ruling their trades and investments. You can see this is a big reason why investors just hodl. And the problem with hodling, or holding on for dear life, is you end up hodling right through the peaks and right through the troughs. It's not a very profitable thing. Professional traders can actually look at the market with different eyes. They look at turning a small amount into a large amount by compounding gains. And what we've seen in the market, we're talking about a 10% per week. Sometimes you can get 10% per week, sometimes you can't. It really depends on what the market does. We cannot force the market to obey our dictates. It just doesn't work that way. But the concept is, if you have knowledge, if you know the rules of making money, you know the rules of when to enter, when to exit, you have patience, you have this real wealth mindset which fights self-sabotage and self-doubt. Really important. And one of the rules, one of the most important rules, is to buy on red. We look at the crypto market today and we can see there's a variety of cryptos that have done quite well. They're up by quite good percentages. But this wasn't the case 2 days ago. 2 days ago, the market was incredibly red. And as a community, we're saying, fantastic. This is zone 3, zone 4 behavior. We're leaning in. And that's exactly what we did. And I've been contacted by a lot of community members, our beloved extended family, sharing different trades. They've done quite well. Congratulations, everyone. One thing that you do not want, you don't want to have retail thinking. You want to have smart money thinking. And unfortunately, smart money thinking is the minority of thinking. Most people get caught in emotional roller coasters, going between hope, optimism, thrill, euphoria. Oh, you gotta love that little guy. He's so cute. Then anxiety, denial, oh, lots of anger, panic, capitulation, which is panic selling, and then people go back into this particular emotional roller coaster. It's not the way to do it. Smart money is always cool. Smart money doesn't get angry. We learn. Not every trade, not every investment will go your way, but that's probability. If it always went your way, it would be really boring, actually. And I can hear you say, Ken, I want that boring. I don't blame you. We all want that boring. But that is not how life works. Life is always up and down. It's always moving in a wave. One really good thing to always keep in your mind is price moves in waves. This is rule number 4. Price moves in waves can really help you out. Price goes up and it goes down all the time. As a community, we focus on real wealth, and real wealth has gratitude in it. The practice of gratitude creates happiness. What we're doing inside the crypto market is actually seeking returns. You want more money, but you want actually a better life. You want to look after your loved ones. You want to have more experiences, have an increased quality of existence. Gratitude is a fast way to get there right now. Money is the byproduct of doing the right thing. And that's what we focus on in Real Wealth. Real wealth is all about maintaining a positive excellence life trend. We really are after inner and outer peace. When people don't have inner peace, they're conflicted within themselves. When they don't have outer peace, they have a lot of conflict outside themselves. This is a horrible, horrible way to live. You can have all the money in the world, but if you do not have inner peace and outer peace, you can't enjoy your life. So you can see real wealth is incredibly important. Also, crypto technical analysts influence other people. They put together charts which look at price movements. Therefore, we must have integrity and decency. We must do the right thing by other people. That means that we need to be kind by nature. If we're not kind by nature, it's really difficult to have integrity and decency, because when people are really, really aggressive to other people, they're not thinking about other people. In the masterclass, we go all through the concepts of real wealth, and this is literally a masterclass within a masterclass. In the next video, I'm going to go through the Bitcoin and crypto market, and quite in depth. I look forward to seeing you then. I hope you found the content useful. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.